Hello, everyone, and welcome to Soul Conscious Tarot. This is going to be this week's soul weather forecast. Thank you for joining me. I hope you'll all hit that like button down below as you watch this because it helps support my channel, and I love to have that extra support so my videos get out to more people. So let's see what we have. This is a general message, of course, that's for the collective. So when you find it, it's timeless. When you find it, you're meant to find it. So what do we got this week, Spirit? What do we got this week? Bear Spirit, healing, number 4. I like that it's a number 4. It's like trying to find, I'm getting a strong sense of finding our stability with that 4 card. And if you think, like, bears can be very, they're very sturdy beings, they're thick and warm and cuddly, and it's like this sense of comfort, sense of just like I'm getting this sense of comfort, finding things that make us feel happy, more content, more comforted in our life is what's kind of coming through really quickly. We'll of course get more as we go into the tarot, but let's go ahead and get our emoji card for this week. What might our emotions feel like? I like this. I like that it's giving us this sense of like just comfort. I'm getting this just sense of just kind of almost like the sense of knowing where we're going, like knowing what we want for ourselves, or at least knowing better what we want for ourselves. And I think that healing is just, I feel like overall the collective has done an immense amount of healing overall. I think that everybody in some way, if you can think about it, I bet there's some area that you've shifted, that 2023 really caused this shift because in the way you think, the way you're acting, the way you're going to do things going forward, I'm sure that you can think of at least one area of your life where that you have healed something has shifted within you that is now you're taking that lesson and going forward and implementing that change in your life in some way. No, it does want that one. Okay. You know what? Yeah, okay. I am going to take that other one that was stuck together with it. Because it just didn't, it was like it wasn't quite feeling right. So it did want both of these. And I think these tie kind of somewhat together, but we'll see. We have evolving technology. Upgrading your life may be necessary now as you have outgrown your old ways, which we kind of just talked about. And then clearing the air. Something may be clouding your judgment. Get some clarity and set things right. Interesting, because I felt like even though this is everything that I talked about right there about upgrading your life and that that you've outgrown old ways. We've outgrown old ways. And I was feeling that something has shifted. I feel like for all of us, something has shifted where we've made this change. But with the fact that this card, this clearing the air card, wanted to come out with it, it was like really pulling me to bring this out too. It tells me that there may be something that's still a little bit like we haven't quite embraced it fully in our lives, that change completely fully in our lives. So there might be, it's like we know we need to do it or we want to do it. There's that, like we want to do this for ourselves, but there might still be a little bit of doubt around it is what I'm getting. Like maybe you just haven't like fully concretely cemented the actions yet to really implement this, this change in your life yet. This is what I'm feeling. So let's get our tarot and see what we have here for tarot this week. The devil. Yeah. That's the chain. That's, because this can be the ties that bind. It's something that it can be toxic in our lives. And I really, and that goes back to that healing. That's when we have something toxic, whether, you know, I'm guessing that all of us have been shown something that was toxic in our lives, whether that be a behavior within ourselves or whether that is people around us or how we've let other people treat us. It can be a lot of things. It's something. It's something to do with behaviors, and whether it's still all internal, because it either has to do with the way you're thinking, the things that we are doing, we ourselves are thinking, feeling, doing, or it's how we're letting others treat us, or talk to us or do things, how we interact with others. It's still internal, because we can't change others, we can only change ourselves. So even as that applies to dealing with other people and how other people treat us, we have to change internally to not allow others to treat us in that manner, so that we show other people, what we will and will not tolerate. And it's not necessarily that other people, I really don't like it, when we go, the way that narcissism and toxicity and stuff is bandered around, like out there constantly. Like it's labeled so easily and readily right now, because what it really amounts to is that that person is different from you. Their beliefs and the way they look at the world is different from yours. There's nothing good or bad about the way they do things or the way you do things. It's just different. Excuse me, it's just different, and that's all. It's just different. And so it's not toxic, it's toxic to you because you don't believe and think the same way as someone else. The way they go about their life and the way they handle things is different from the way you go about your life and handle things. So it's toxic to you and your life. So, but it doesn't mean that person is toxic. I hope that helps people, and I hope it helps people see things in a new way, because I really don't like that we're labeling people as toxic. It's a very, very bad habit that we're getting into, that society is getting into, to make it so easy to blame other people for problems, when it's all something we can change within ourselves. We can't control what other people do, but we can control what we do, and we can control what we allow and don't allow into our lives. So, it's all up to us. We are the power of our own destiny and of our own life. There's that truth coming out with the Palace of Swords. I want to look at this card. Okay, because that kind of wanted to, I'm going to go ahead and put that together, because those kind of wanted to come out together, just like these two wanted to come out together. So, let's see. We have the Devil, the Palace of Swords, the Knight of Wands, and the Death. And this is really, this is really putting an end. Like I said, this is because the Knight of Wands can be an in and out, hot, cold, wishy-washy kind of behavior. Like it's a very short-term behavior. Like it's somebody or something. It's something that it fuels up and it comes in really hot and heavy, and it's like a flash in the pan. It's like, it's a quick ignited spark, I can't talk, spark, but it doesn't have longevity to it. And so I think that's what a lot of us are starting to realize is what really matters. This is, not only this, death can mean the end of something, but it can be transforming something. So I feel like what a lot of us are transforming or changing in our lives we're starting to see with this Palace of Swords, because Palace of Swords, the Palace cards are unique to this deck, and they're kind of like an environmental energy. And with this being swords, it's like an air energy, and air is talks about mental, mental thoughts and things. And we got this clear the air, getting clarity. And this is, the right environment to do that, because this is getting mental clarity, setting the environment toward that of clarity. Because if you look, we have this, like almost like this carousel look on this card of, and that, that's kind of like choices. It's like these choices and getting the clarity to clear up the confusion around the choices that we need to make. Understanding. So it's being able to see what is toxic for us. What is, it actually is drawing me back. And I don't know if I don't know that everyone has probably seen the clip, and I don't know the lady's name, but it's a little clip about, she's talking about, it's from a show, and she's talking about, how people can, she's talking about how people can represent different parts of a tree, that some people are, seasonal people, and some people are lifetime people. And, so, some things are in your, I keep forgetting that me messing with the table shakes the camera, and I apologize for that. So she's talking about the fact that, some things in your life are just there for a season, and other things are in your life for a lifetime. Or, that whole clip is talking about that kind of a thing. And this is kind of what this, it reminds me, this reading is reminding me of, is that kind of, that little clip where, this is like looking at and starting to learn, I think with the healing, starting to learn what is seasonal for us, and starting to put an end to anything that is going to be short-lived, in favor of, getting clarity on anything that is either going to be toxic to us, or is going to be this flash in the pan, short-lived, and transforming that energy, or putting an end to that energy, or transforming it, healing those parts of us that it's not serving our highest good, and when we start clearing that stuff up, of course, then we're going to feel better, because now we're feeding ourselves, or we're learning to have self-respect for ourselves. We're learning to do that self-care. We're learning to be strong in who we are. And I love that. I love that this energy is coming out here, because, it does talk that there's still this little bit of clarity that needs to be gained, because it does say there's something that might be clouding our judgment. So get some more clarity, but we have this environmental energy of air and clarity. So let's go ahead and get our clarification on this devil, please. Oh, those wanted to jump right out. So we have the Magician and the Knight of Pentacles. So I just feel like with these two cards coming out here on the devil, this clarification really is speaking to me about the fact that the lessons have been a long time coming, that it's taken a long time to see, whereas it's kind of bringing me back to this, things that were supposed to be short-lived in your life, that were supposed to only be temporary, these toxic behaviors, or toxic, the toxic patterns that have been in your life, those were only supposed to be, you're supposed to, or we as a collective, we're supposed to learn these lessons quickly and put an end to them quickly, transform them quickly, heal from them, learn the lesson quickly, and move forward. But this is telling me that with the Knight of Pentacles, that it was hard for us to learn the lessons, that it's been slow learning the lessons. It's been slow to manifest it's like almost like we're trying to manifest ourselves out of a paper bag and failing at it. Okay. That's kind of what I'm getting is we were supposed to learn these lessons long ago, and it's taken a long time for us to get here. But now that we finally have done the healing work, we've finally done Bear Spirit this healing work, and we're transforming these toxic behaviors. I mean, it took us a long time, but we're finally learning. We're finally, we're about to move forward. We're finally, manifesting ourselves, our way out of it. And I think that's lifted a weight off of us. And I think that's why this emoji card is here, because now we're feeling better, because that weight is lifted, because we're healing those things within us. We can see the light at the end of the tunnel. Give me some clarification on this Palace of Swords card, please, on this environmental air energy. Victory. Yeah, getting the clarity over what we need. Again, the Death card coming out here. So yeah, I mean, again, it's seeing what we need to get, what we need to put an end to, being able to see that so that we can have success, so we can move forward and have victory over these toxic traits, toxic behaviors, or where we're even allowing things to create toxicity in our lives, whether that be per people, places, or things. And I will point out again that, there's no such thing as a toxic person. It's really just a difference in the way they look at the world and the way you look at the world. And that's as simple as it is. And that's why it's understanding that, there's no need to get bent out of shape over the way someone else lives their life. It's kind of that agree to disagree. It's like understanding that you have the power, or we have the power, to control ourselves and how we let people, places, and things affect our well-being. That's what it's coming down to. I mean, that's what this is really trying to get, the heart of this message. So to clarify, yeah, it's working on this and understanding it, working to put an end to this stuff. Yeah, really. And there's that, this is somebody that he's got a plan, and he's going to put things, put that plan into action, a strategy on fixing this, and working on this, coming up with that strategy and working on fixing these things in our lives, making those changes that are necessary for us to be happy, for us to, to upgrade our lives and to have a happier life for ourselves, for who we want to be. And understanding that, like I said, it's a live and let live kind of attitude. It is what, do what you can to be the person you want to be, and understand that not everybody is going to be for you, and that's okay. You don't need to make everybody think like you do. You don't need everybody to be like you are. You don't. And it's just accepting that if people want to be if they get to choose how they want to live their life, and it's okay for them to live their life the way they want to, just as it's okay for you to live your life the way you want to. And if you want to be able to live the life the way you want to live it, you have to let other people live their life the way they want to live it. And you can't be on both sides of the fence. It really is a live and let live kind of attitude. And I think that's kind of a little bit of what is coming through, and where as a collective we're starting to understand that it really is this, kind of, live and let live attitude, and understanding that we really, really have to, if we want to have our freedom to live the way that we want to live, we have to understand and accept that we have to let people live the way they want to live, as long as it doesn't threaten us and threaten our lives and the way we want to live our lives. Now, of course, if someone is threatening your way of living, yes, you have the choice, and you should do something about that. Definitely. To not allow someone, again, it's a choice that you make, whether to allow someone or something around you to hamper your life and control your life in whatever way you're allowing that. And I feel like that's what is shifting, is people are starting to not allow other people, places, or things to affect the life that they want to live, or that they're making for themselves. To understand that they have the power to that we all have the power to live the life that we want to live. And we can choose whether we want to let a person or an institution or something else in the world that's going on affect our well-being or not. I hope that makes sense, and I hope that this message resonates with you in some way. If not, maybe it's you're just not quite ready for it yet. So always feel free to save it for later and see if this resonates in another time, because it is a timeless message, and it's not going to necessarily resonate with everyone right now at this moment. But this is pulling on the collective, and this is what's coming through as an overarching message for the collective at this time. So thank you so much for joining me. I wish you the very best this coming week. Thank you very much. I hope you'll like and subscribe, but thank you. Even if you don't, I appreciate you, and thank you for joining me. Harmony and gratitude to you.